Jai Hind students, welcome back to our mathematics online class. In this video we are continuing the word problems from the lesson, and you know that word problems we can solve by any of the methods what we studied. You can solve by elimination method, by substitution method, or even by cross multiplication method. So now we are going to see the problems of today's class. See the first question. A part of monthly hostel charge is fixed and the remaining depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. When Swati takes food for 20 days, she has to pay rupees 3000 as hostel charges, whereas Mansi, who takes food for 25 days, she has to pay rupees 3500 as hostel charges. Find the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. Okay, we can see the meaning of the question once again. So first you need to understand the meaning of the question before you form the equations. So you see, there is hostel charge is fixed there, a part of monthly hostel charge. It is a fixed amount, and the remaining, so this fixed amount together, the remaining depends on the number of days. That is, together with the fixed charge, a person who is taking food in addition has to pay that extra charge also. Like here it is given, when Swati, a girl Swati, she is taking food for 20 days. So when she is taking food for 20 days, she has to pay rupees 3000 as hostel charges, whereas another person, Mansi, who is taking food for 25 days, she has to pay extra, that is rupees 3500 as hostel charges. So the charge is considered as monthly fixed charge plus how many days they are taking food. So likewise only the charge is fixed here. So we need to find the fixed charge. What is the fixed charge of the hostel and the cost of food per day. For one day, how many is the charge of the food? So that we need to find us separately. So here two quantities are mentioned here. One is fixed charge of the hostel, monthly charge, and what is the food, cost of the food for one day. So we have to consider these two different quantities as two variables what we are doing usually. One we have to take as x, variable x, and the other one as variable y. So that is only the starting of the problem answer. Okay, so when you start the solution, you want to mention those two different quantities as variables x and y. We can take the fixed charges as variable x and the cost of food per day as variable y. So that is our first step what we want to consider. Let the fixed charges be rupees x and the cost of food per day be rupees y. So these are the variables what we have considered. Fixed charge of the hostel be rupees x and cost of food per day be rupees y. Now using these variables we want to form the equations. Yes, now see the case of Swati. The first person, Swati, is paying food for 20 days. That is 20 days for she is paying the food amount. That is she has to pay total rupees 3000. So together with the hostel charge, monthly hostel charge, fixed charge we have taken as variable x. So together with this fixed charge, she has to pay the money for food how many days? 20 days. 20 days. So how to write the equation? First equation, x, that is the fixed charge of the hostel, plus 20y, that is for one day the money paid for food is y. So for 20 days it is 20 into y. So x plus 20y is equal to how many rupees for Swati? 3000 rupees. So this is equal to 3000. Let it be our equation 1. Now see the second case of Mansi. Mansi who takes food for 25 days. So 25 days she is paying the money for food and her total money is rupees 3500. So the second equation becomes x. Here x is the fixed charge of the hostel plus 25y. That is she is giving money for 25 days for food equal to 3500, equation number 2. So we got the two equations now. Now we can apply any of our known methods to find the value of x and y. So here when you see these equations, it is very easy to understand that we can apply elimination method to eliminate this x and find the value of y. So therefore here you see, when you apply elimination method, here these are having same sign. So in order to change the sign of the second equation, we can do subtraction. So subtracting, change the sign, minus, here also minus. So we can easily eliminate the variable x. So what is remaining here? 20y minus 25y, that is minus 5y equal to 3000 minus 3500, that is minus 500. So we got minus 5y equal to minus 500. From this what is y? Therefore y equal to minus 500, you know minus 5 into y. So it will come in the denominator of minus 500. Now you can cancel minus, reduce this 5 and 500, it will be 100. So thus you got the value of y, variable y equal to 100. Now use this value of y in any one of the equations to get the value of x. We can use the first equation. Therefore, first equation implies x plus 20y equal to 3000. That is x plus 20y, 20 into 100 equal to 3000. What is 20 into 100? 2000 equal to 3000. This implies x is equal to 3000 minus 2000. 3000 minus 2000 is rupees 1000. Therefore, value of x is 1000. Now we got the values of x and y. Now we need to conclude our solution. What we have taken in the beginning, fixed charge of the hostel is rupees x. So how to write the answer? The fixed charge of the hostel is rupees 1000 and the cost of food per day is rupees 100. So thus, therefore, the fixed charges of the hostel is rupees 1000. The cost of food per day is rupees 100. Thus, we got the solution. Now come to the second question. What is the second question? The sum of a two-digit number and the number obtained by reversing the digits is 66. If the digits of the number differ by 2, find the number. One more question is there. How many such numbers are there? So here you need to answer two questions. They are find the number. What is the number and how many such numbers we can find out. How many such numbers are there? So this question is actually about a two-digit number. You have learned earlier in 8th standard about this type of equations, about two-digit number, how we are forming a linear equation. You have learned earlier. So in that way you can easily understand how we are doing this problem. So this question is about a two-digit number, and you know in a two-digit number we have two numbers. One is in the tens place and the other is in the units place. So if you are considering a two-digit number, that is tens place and ones place, tens place and units place, here we have to consider two digits. That is, if you consider the digit of the tens place as x, then you want to consider in units place we are taking the digit as y. Okay, so x is the tens place digit and y is the units place digit. So if this condition is true, then what about the number? How we want to write the number when you consider the tens place as x and ones place as y? It is 10x plus y. Understand? That is tens place x is there and ones place y is there. For example, the digit 24. If you are taking this number, you know that 2 is in the tens place and 4 is in the ones place. So when you expand this number, how will you write? 10 into 2 plus 4. That is 2 is multiplied by 10 because it is in the tens place plus the number in the ones place, that is 4. Okay. So this way we are writing the number when x is in the tens place and y is in the ones place. Our number is 10x plus y. Now what happens when you reverse these digits, that is when y comes in the tens place and x goes in the ones place, what happens to the number? So that is meant by, you see the word in the question, reversing. Reversing means we are changing the places of the digits. Okay, so when you reverse this, when you reverse, what happens? In the tens place y is coming and in the ones place x will be coming. We are interchanging the digits. So what about the number then? It will be 10y plus x. Okay, so when x and y tens place and ones place, the number is 10x plus y, and when you reverse the digits it becomes 10y plus x. So whenever you are going to answer this type of problems, you need to make this structure and understand the idea of the problem, then only you are able to form the equation easily. Okay, so in this way we are going to construct the equation for this given question. So all of you should understand these points and then form the equation. So how to start the solution? Solution. The sum of a, first sentence, the sum of a two-digit number. So two-digit number, you know, first we are taking as 10x plus y. So the sum of this two-digit number and the number obtained by reversing. So what happens when we reverse the number? It becomes 10y plus x. So this two numbers sum, 10x plus y plus 10y plus x. The sum of these two numbers is how much? 66. So that is our first equation. So how to write? Let the digits be x in the tens place and y in the and y as the digit in the ones place. Now what is the equation according to the first sentence? The sum of the two digit number, that is 10x plus y is our first number, plus reversing the digits. Reversing the digits, what we got? 10y plus x. So this is our first number, and when we reversed, it become 10y plus x. So these two numbers sum is equal to 66 according to the question. Now we can simplify this first. Collect the like terms. Here 10x is there, here 1x is there, so it becomes 11x, and y plus 10y, it becomes 11y equal to 66. Now here you know 11 is common, so 11 into x plus y equal to 66. Take this 11 to the right side, it becomes division, so x plus y equal to 66 by 11. What is 66 by 11? 111 is 11, 6 times 66 equal to 6. So thus we got x plus y equal to 6. This is our equation number 1. X plus y equal to 6, equation number 1. Now we need the equation number 2. So read the second sentence. If the digits of the number differ by 2, that is the difference between the two digits is given to, okay, find the number. So we are taking this condition, if the digits of the number differ by 2. So here we are considering the digits. So what are the digits we have assumed? They are x and y. So when you are telling about the difference between the digits, that is x is our first digit and y is the second digit. So when you tell about the difference, it can be x minus y, or you can say y minus x, because in a two digit number we are not aware of which number is greater. Sometimes x may be the greater number, sometimes y may be the greater number. For example, if you are considering the number 54, you see the first number 5 is greater than 4. But if you are considering the number 27, here you can see that the first digit is smaller than the second digit. Okay. So in common we can say either x may be greater or y may be greater. So here we have two conditions. The difference means it may be x minus y or y minus x. So here we are going to consider both these two cases. That is, first we can form by x minus y an equation. We can solve for x and y. Then we will consider the second case y minus x, and again we will find out what is the value of y and x. Okay. So here, because it is coming the difference between the two digits, we need to consider both these cases, x minus y and y minus x. So first we will go with x minus y. Okay. So what is given? The difference of the two digits. First we are considering x minus y equal to, what is the difference given? 2. So this is our equation number 2. So here this is the case 1. Okay, first case when we are taking x is greater than y, because whenever we find the difference, greater number minus smaller number. So here I assumed x as the greater number, so x minus y equal to 2. This is our first case. Now we can solve this pair of equations. It can be easily eliminated. Y can be easily eliminated. Therefore, by adding, we didn't change the sign here. So addition, what is x plus x? 2x equal to 6 plus 2 is 8. 2x equal to 8. What is x? 8 by 2, that is 4. So we got the value of x is 4. Now use this x in one of the equations. First equation implies 4 plus y equal to 6. So y equal to 6 minus 4, that is 2. So when x is equal to 4, we got y is equal to 2. So can you tell what is the number here? We have assumed the 2 digits as x and y, correct? So what is the 2 digit number here? Therefore the number is, first digit is 4 and the second digit is y, that is 2. So the number is 42. So this is the first case. Now we are going to see what happens when you take the second case. Second case is y may be greater. So y minus x equal to 2. If we are considering that case, what will be our number we can see. So case 2 we are going to consider first equation x plus y equal to 6. This is our first equation. Now we are taking the second case, that is y minus x equal to 2 if y is greater than x. So that is our second equation. So we are doing here case 2. Yes, now you see y minus x equal to 2, our second equation. When you eliminate, here you can easily eliminate x and minus x. So when x is eliminated, we get 2y equal to 8. So y equal to 8 by 2, that is 4. Now using this y in the first equation, x plus 4 equal to 6, x equal to 6 minus 4 equal to 2. So when y equal to 4, we got x equal to 2. So what is the number? Therefore the number is, what is the first digit we have taken? X. What is the value of x? 2. And the second digit is y, it is 4. So 24. Now you see the difference. When you take x minus y equal to 2, this case, we got the 2 digit number as 42. And when you consider the second case, y minus x equal to 2, we got the 2 digit number as 24. So these are the difference, that is either 4 minus 2, first digit will be greater, or here you see 24, the second digit is greater. So when you consider the two cases, the numbers will be just in the reverse order. Okay. So this is the answer for the first part of the question. What is our first question? Find the number. So our number is 42 in the first case. When you consider the second case, the number is 24. So that is the first answer. Now you see what is the second part of the question. How many such numbers are there? So here you can find out two different numbers, that is 42 is the first case and 24 is the second case. Here why we are getting these two different answers? Because in our question the difference is discussed. So the difference between the two numbers, we will get two different types of numbers. So the answer is, there are two such numbers are there. They are 42 and 24. So that is the solution. This is the third question. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if its length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. This is the first case. Then second case, if we increase the length by 3 units and the breadth by 2 units, the area increases by 67 square units. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So here you know the discussed shape is a rectangle. A rectangle is having two dimensions. What are they? Length and breadth. So here it is told about the area of a rectangle. So you know what is the area of a rectangle? Length into breadth. So these cases we are going to consider about the dimensions of the rectangle, and what about the area when the dimensions are increased and decreased by some numbers you see. So we can read the once more the question. The area of a rectangle. So here area of a rectangle is reduced by 9 square units. Reduced means it is decreased. So its area gets reduced by 9 square units when its length is reduced by 5 units. So if here two dimensions, length and breadth, so we are going to consider these two dimensions as two variables, x and y. So accordingly we want to form the equation. So first case is if the length is reduced by 5 units, the length, that is x, is reduced by 5 and breadth is increased by 3. Increased means we need to add. So when 3 units is increased breadth, so what happens to the area of the rectangle? Area of the rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. Okay, the unit of area is square units. So 9 square units is reduced when we length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. That is the first equation. Now in the second case, you see we increase the length by 3 units and also increase the breadth by 2 units. The area increases by 67 square units. So that is the second case. So we need to form the two equations, pair of two equations, and find the values of x and y. So first we can start the solution by assuming the variables x and y. Let the length of the rectangle be x units. The length is x units and the breadth be, the breadth of the rectangle be y units. So the length is taken as x units, breadth is taken as y units. So when x and y are the length and breadth of the rectangle, what about the area? We know the area formula is L into B. So here x into y, that is xy square units. So these are the things we need to write before we go to the solution, go to the solving of the equations. So x is considered as length, y is considered as breadth. So we get area of the rectangle is xy. Now we can form the equations. What about the first equation? Length is reduced by 5. What is length? X. So x minus 5 and breadth is increased by 3. That is breadth y. So y plus 3. So when you do this type of increasing and decreasing, and when you find the area, that area is reduced by 9 square units. So therefore our first equation is length reduced by 5, that is minus 5, and breadth, that is y, is increased by 3. So y plus 3. So this is how to length and breadth should be multiplied for area to find area, that is L into B. Okay, L into B area. So what happens to the area? So when the length is reduced by 5 units, breadth is increased by 3 units. So multiply this, that is the area, that is equal to what happens? Area reduced by 9 square units. So area of the rectangle is xy minus 9. Okay, so this is the first equation. Now we need to solve this equation and make it to the normal form. So how to solve this? Here you can see the two brackets. So multiply the two terms here. So first you should multiply x into y and x into 3. So xy plus 3x, then minus 5 into y minus 5 into 3, minus 5y minus 15 equal to xy minus 9. Now you can see on both sides of the equation there is a common term xy that we can cancel. What is remaining? 3x minus 5y equal to minus 9 minus 15, take it on the right side, plus 15. So thus we got 3x minus 5y equal to, what is minus 9 plus 15? It is 6. So we got the first equation. So name it as equation number 1. So this is our first equation, 3x minus 5y equal to 6. Now what about the second case? If we increase the length by 3, that is x plus 3, increase the length by 3 and breadth is also increased by 2, that is y plus 2. So when you multiply this length and breadth, what happens to the area? Area x into y increases by 67 square units, that is area plus 67. Now again we need to simplify this. So we get x into y, xy, x into 2, 2x plus 3 into y, 3y, 3 into 2, 6 plus 6 equal to xy plus 67. Now here also you can eliminate this xy. So what is remaining? 2x plus 3y equal to 67 minus 6. 6 is taken to the RHS. Therefore 2x plus 3y equal to, what is 67 minus 6? 61. So thus this is our equation number 2. Now we got the two equations. We can solve the two equations to find the value of x and y. So first we can write the equations together. 3x minus 5y equal to 6, equation number 1. 2x plus 3y equal to 61, equation number 2. We are having the two equations, equation 1 and 2. Now we are applying elimination method. So here you see the coefficients of x and y are different. So to make the coefficients equal, we need to, you see the coefficients of x and x here. First coefficient is 3 and here the second coefficient is 2. So multiply the first equation by 2 and the second equation by 3. So first equation by 2, what happens? 6x minus 10y equal to 2 into 6 is 12, and second equation multiply by 3, we will get 6x plus 3 into 3. What is 3 into 3? 9y equal to 61 into 3. What is 61 into 3? 1 into 3, 3, and 6 into 3 is 18. So 183. So now we can easily eliminate x. You see the sign of x here, both are same sign. So we can do subtraction. Subtracting, what happens? Change the sign of the second equation, minus, here minus, and here also minus. So x can be easily eliminated. The remaining is minus 10 minus 9, that is minus 19y equal to 12 minus 183. Here you want to subtract. What is 12 minus 183? Subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So you get 1, 8 minus 1, 7 and 1. 171. Put the greater number side. That is minus 171. So from this, what is y? Y equal to minus 171 by minus 19. So when you reduce, what you get? Minus minus cancelled. 19 9 times will give you 171. So 119 is 19. 9 times 171. Therefore, we get the answer 9. Y equal to 9. Therefore, the value of y is 9. What is y? Y is the breadth of the rectangle. So we have assumed y as the breadth. So breadth we got 9 units. Now use this y to find the value of x from any one of the equation. So if you are taking the first equation, what happens? Equation 1 implies 3x minus 5y equal to 6. That is 3x minus 5y. Y equal to 9. So 5 into 9 equal to 6. Now you get 3x minus 5 9s are 45 equal to 6. So 3x equal to 6 plus 45. 6 plus 45 is 51. 3x equal to 51. So what is x? X equal to 51 by 3. Now reduce it by 3. We will get 17. So 17 is the value for x. So what is x? X is the length of the rectangle. So how to write the final answer? Therefore, the length of the rectangle is, what is length here? X. So the length is 17 units. You need to write the units here. And breadth, what is breadth? It is y. So breadth is, the breadth of the rectangle is 9 units. That is the solution. Now students, this is your fourth question. Places A and B are 100 km apart on a highway. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time. If the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? So what is the situation given here? There are places A and B. So here we can consider two places. The first place is A and the second place is B. So two places are there, A and B. What is the distance between A and B? The two places, it is given they are 100 km apart. So the distance between the two places A and B is given 100 km. The two places are 100 km away from each other. Now the first car is starting from the place A. So here the first car, it is moving from place A. Okay. And the other car starts from B at the same time. So both cars are starting from same time. From B, the second car starts from same time. Okay. So first car starts from A and the second car starts from B. Now what is given? If the cars travel in the same direction. So this car is moving in this direction. The same direction the car from B place also moving. So when they move in the same direction at different speeds, the different speeds are given. So either we can consider the car A is slower than the car B, or the car B is slower than car A. So they are traveling in different speeds, but they are moving in the same direction. And what happens? They meet in 5 hours. So here you see the two cars are moving in the same direction and they meet at one place. That is, the car A is moving and the car B is moving in the same direction and they meet at a common place. After how many hours? After 5 hours. So this is the first case. There are two places A and B. They are 100 km apart. And one car is starting from A, one car is starting from B. They are moving in the same direction but they are having different speeds. So when they are considered different speeds, what happens? One car will be moving faster, the other car will be slower than the first car. But anyways, their two cars are meeting together at a common place after 5 hours. So this is the first case discussed. From this, how can we form the equation? We need to form the equation for this situation. So what are the things we know from here? This 100 km is the distance between the places A and B. So here, let us assume the speed of the first car be x kilometer per hour. So at this speed, the first car from place A is moving, and the distance, the speed of the second car, we can assume y kilometer per hour. So in this y kilometer per hour speed, the second car from the place B is moving. Yes, now children, see here. Here we have assumed the speed of the first car is x kilometer per hour, and the time taken by the first car is 5 hours. Similarly, in the second car, the speed is assumed y kilometer per hour, and this second car is also traveling 5 hours, and they are meeting in the common place. Now you see, this is the speed assumed x kilometer per hour. The time is 5 hours. From this speed and time, what can we find out? We can find out the distance traveled by the first car. And what is the relation we know for distance, speed and time? Distance is equal to speed into time. So by using this relation, we can find out the distance traveled by the first car. What is the distance? The speed is x into the time 5 hours. So 5 into x is 5x kilometer is the distance traveled by the first car. So that is our first what we are getting, distance traveled by the first car in how many hours? 5 hours is equal to time into speed, that is 5 into x, that is 5x kilometers. So this is the distance travelled by the first car. Now we can find out the distance travelled by the second car. What is the speed we have taken? Y kilometer per hour, and this car is also travelling 5 hours, that is the time. So what is the distance travelled by the second car in 5 hours? Y into, that is speed into time, 5 hours. So it will give you 5y. So that is the second step. Distance travelled by the second car in the same time, 5 hours, equal to 5 into y, that is time into speed. Speed of the second car is y. So it will give you 5y kilometer. Okay, so we got the distance travelled by the two cars. So first car, what is the distance travelled? 5x. Second car, what is the distance travelled? 5y. Now our aim is to find the equation here. So consider the distance travelled by the first car. You know, this is the distance travelled by the first car in 5 hours, and this is the distance travelled by the second car in 5 hours. And you know that what is the distance between the initial positions of the two cars? That is place A and place B. These are the starting position of the car. What is the distance given? 100 kilometer. Okay. So now you see, this is the total distance travelled by the first car, total distance travelled by the second car. So this distance minus the second car travel distance, when you subtract, we will get this 100 kilometer difference of the two places. So that is the relation here. The distance travelled by the first car minus the distance travelled by the second car will give you the distance between the two places A and B. So from that condition only, we are going to write the first equation. The distance travelled by the first car, that is 5x, minus the distance travelled by the second car, 5y, will give you the distance between the two places, that is 100 kilometers. So 5x minus 5y equal to 100. We can reduce this equation by dividing throughout by 5. So therefore we get x minus y equal to 100 divided by 5 is 20. So x minus y equal to 20. Let it be our equation 1. Now come to the second case. What is the second case here? If they travel towards each other, if the two cars are traveling towards each other, so we can say from first place A, the first car is traveling, and from the second place the second car is traveling, and they are coming towards each other. Okay, so these two cars are coming towards each other, and what happens? They meet in 1 hour. That is, the time taken by the first car is also 1 hour. The time taken by the second car is also 1 hour. Okay, so when they travel towards each other, by 1 hour the two cars will meet each other. So here also you know that the speed of the first car we have assumed x kilometer per hour, and the speed of the second car we have assumed y kilometer per hour. Okay, as we have considered in the first case. Now you see here the time taken by the first car is 1 hour and the speed is x kilometer per hour. So what can be the distance travelled by the first car? It is speed into time, that is x into 1. Okay, x into 1. What is x into 1? X kilometer. Similarly, the distance travelled by the second car, the speed is y kilometer per hour and the time taken is 1 hour. So what is the distance travelled by the second car? That is y into 1, y kilometer distance. Okay, and now you see, because two cars are travelling towards each other, what is the total distance? How can we say this? When they are travelling towards each other, this distance is equal to the total distance between the two places A and B. That is, this distance x travelled by the first car and the distance y travelled by the second car, the sum of the two distance will be equal to the total distance between the two places, 100 kilometers. So that is our second equation, that is x kilometer plus y kilometer equal to 100. This is our equation number 2. So what is the first equation? X minus y equal to 20. The second equation we got x plus y equal to 100. Now our aim is to find the values of x and y. Here you can see we can easily eliminate this y. So adding, when you combine these two equations, y is easily eliminated. We get 2x equal to 20 plus 100, 120. So what is x? 120 divided by 2, that is 1 times 2, 60. 60 is the value of x. So therefore value of x is 60. What is x? Speed of the first car. Now using this x we are going to find y. If we put in the first equation the value of x, 1 implies, what is x? 60. So 60 minus y equal to 20. From this, what is y? Minus y equal to 20 minus 60, that is minus y equal to minus 40. You can cancel this minus, therefore y is equal to 40. Thus we got speed of the second car is 40. Now you see what is the required question? What are the speeds of the two cars? So you want to write the final answer. Therefore the speed of the first car is how much? X is the speed of the first car. Write the unit also, 60 kilometer per hour. That is the speed of the first car, and the speed of the second car. The speed of the second car. What is the value of the speed of the second car? That is y. It is 40 kilometer per hour. So that is the solution of this problem. Dear students, hope all of you understood today's class very well. So all of you complete the notes, complete all the 4 problems discussed in today's video, understand very well, practice all the answers and then complete all the homework. If any doubt you are having, we can discuss and clarify the doubts in the Zoom meeting. Okay dear students, meet you in the next class. Thank you.